The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Welcome back. It's time again to take a look at local business and economic development news across the City of Fall River. I'm joined by Kevin Lawrence. He is the editor, owner, and publisher of Fall River Development News. You can find that on Facebook. Kevin, how are you today?
Very well. A pleasure to be here with you once again.
All right, let's get started. There is a mill on Plymouth Avenue that a lot of people may have seen from time to time. They're going to be changing hands very soon.
Yeah, well, actually, it's already happened. I'm talking about 288 Plymouth Avenue. This is a self-storage facility. It's got a bizarre facade on the exterior of the building, kind of a mixed use of color. They installed that facade back in 2023 when they turned it into a self-storage center. This is at 288 Plymouth Avenue, and the building has been sold for $19.3 million. It's a four-story mill. It was actually built back in the late 1800s, this mill, so it's a historic mill, even though it's been covered over by this new exterior facade. It currently is the home of Store Space Self-Storage. Now, the signs were removed, Keith, earlier this week, and the new owner is going to rebrand it. The self-storage facility will be a CubeSmart self-storage facility. That's a national self-storage franchise, so they'll be converting that. By the way, the Carter's clothing, which is still in the rear of the building, will remain at that mill complex, but it's noteworthy because it's adjacent to 195, and the fact that this building sold for over $19 million says something about Fall River's real estate prices.
Well, not just that, but I mean, we see a lot of those storage, units going up all around. I mean, not just Fall River. I mean, you see it in Rhode Island, all over. And I guess there's some money to be made in that, apparently, for with that $19 million sales tag.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people with apartments. They don't have any place to
Yeah.
store their belongings, so they're using these self-storage facilities, and especially in a city like Fall River, there's a lot of residential apartment buildings, and there's a need for this apparently.
Yeah, and apparently, for people who don't know, everyone has probably seen it who's watching this. If you are going on 195 East and you take the Plymouth Avenue exit at the bottom of the hill, that mill is right in front of you, right at the lights there at
Yeah.
Plymouth Avenue off the highway. All right, moving on. This is going to be now a new construction project along Davol Street. We talked about this before. I believe it was called the 609.
Yep.
Their plans have changed a bit.
Yeah, 609 Davol Street. This is on Davol Street northbound, right as you get off of Route 79. Now, in January, the Fall River Redevelopment Authority sold a small parcel of land at the corner of Turner and Davol Streets to a Boston-based developer. Heath Development is the entity that's going to be constructing this new residential apartment building. And according to the construction website, buildup.com, the purchase of this additional lot at the corner of Turner and Davol will allow for an increase in the size of the project. So they were originally going to do about 50 residential units at 609 Davol Street. They've upped that to 160, and the original plans called for a 6-story building. This appears, according to the rendering that I've received, to be a 7-story structure. The first level would be parking, and then the 6 other levels would be residential apartment units to be constructed on Davol Street.
I know that the discussions around what may be done with the after Route 79 is finished and all that land, they were talking about, the city has been talking about structures no higher than 6 stories. This is
That's
7
correct.
stories, even though it's sort of like behind Davol Street, if you will,
Yeah.
where that development will be taking place. Interesting to see. Are there any other meetings, any other clearances that need to be done here?
This will go in front of the Zoning Board of Appeals. They're going to need a special permit to go to 7 stories if they want to do a 7-story building, because it's only 6 stories are allowed,
Right.
according to zoning regulations in that waterfront district along Davol Street. So they'll need a special permit or a variance to construct this building if it's going to be 7 stories. We'll see how that meeting goes.
Yeah. All right. And finally, this week, we've talked a lot about work that's been happening on Pleasant Street in Fall River. And another property is going under some rehabilitation.
Yeah, there's been so much talk about redeveloping residential units along Pleasant Street. Finally, something is happening. Construction has started on a building at 1446 and 1454 Pleasant Street. It's an eyesore. It's an abandoned 4-story building. It's been vacant for quite some time. Construction has begun. The property is owned by Tatro Real Estate LLC, and they're planning to put 13 one-bedroom and studio apartments into this building. They also removed the 2 storefronts at the ground level, and they've put in a new entry door, and they've put vinyl siding on the first level of the building. So we're looking forward to this rehab. This will be the first major rehab on Pleasant Street in quite some time.
Yeah. All right. You can find out more on Kevin's work by visiting Fall River Development News on Facebook. Please give him a like and a share. He would appreciate it. And I appreciate Kevin being here every week. All right, Kevin, we'll do it again next week. Take care.
Thank you so much.